Hey guys, Indy with Ultimate Tool Reviews here. Just wanted to show off some of the Makita 12 volt tools versus some of the 18 volt tools. So I'm pretty much trying to keep this as apples to apples as possible with these two tools on both sides here. So I got the 12 volt CXT. This is just their basic brushed impact driver and the basic brushed 3/8 inch impact wrench. On the right side here, I've got more of the mid-range, upper range, brushless impact driver and their brushless impact wrench. Definitely not the current generation stuff. I think it's about a couple of years old now. But I've got 2 amp hour batteries and all the tools here just so you can kind of see a nice side-by-side comparison here of the exact sizes. Now, I bought these tools over here on the left first. One of the big things I like about the Makita CXT line is it is extremely affordable. And the tools are really, really light. I actually moved from some of my Milwaukee M12 stuff to this stuff just for the sole reason alone that I like the slide packs better than those sticks that the M12 stuff has. I still got M12 stuff. They make some excellent tools. I just much prefer the handle style of a slide pack. I like the thinner base here. I can get my hand around it pretty easier as well too. And my hands aren't small by any comparison really, but I just find this to be a more comfortable fit for using tools. Now, one of the things I would say that the CXT line has a significant advantage over almost any other line is just the affordability of this stuff. I think about a year, 2 years ago was when I picked up most of my CXT stuff, and man, the deals were just wild. Some of these deals were absolutely insane. I grabbed this impact wrench at Home Depot, brand new in the box. There was a sticker on it on a clearance shelf for $30, and I can't say no to that $30 impact wrench. It's been fantastic. I've done a lot of working on like go-karts and mini bikes with it. It's been a fantastic impact wrench. My only complaint, of course, is the head size is rather large. If you look at it compared to the 18 volt, I mean, man, that is quite a bit of extra length there in that head. And of course, it's not the most powerful. And there's no settings here at all. I like having some settings in all my impacts. Always nice to have. But not a big deal. It's a $30 tool, and it's been great for me. Never had any real issues with it at all. Moving on to the impact driver, this has been an absolute workhorse for me. Absolutely love the 12 volt impact drivers. Yeah, of course, no settings on this. A little annoying there. And there's really no comparison to some of the more modern Makitas. We look at the length of the heads here. That is just, I mean, it is like a third longer than the 18 volt stuff. It is pretty wild. But I use this impact driver for a lot of different stuff, kind of throw it around a lot. Working on some cabinets here and there. It's been fantastic. But it's a super light tool, is what I really like about it. And I actually got this also at Home Depot. It was a clearance open box, and I think it was like $60. The cashier knocked another $10 off for me. Came with two 2 amp hour batteries, a charger, the hard case. I think I had it for like $50 out the door. I mean, $50 for a Makita with two batteries, that's crazy. I had to grab that deal. And it's been actually really great for me. Never had any issue with it at all. And, nothing really bad to say about it. Just for the price alone has been just great. Now, recently, about, I would say, 10 months ago, I scored some really good deals on some of the Makita 18 volt stuff. I picked up that big Makita, I think it was like a 6 tool set. It had this in it, the sander, a circular saw, that one-handed reciprocating saw, and then a more basic impact and drill in that set. I got it for $100 off. I think it was at Home Depot. It was something with a clearance thing, but basically I got it for $300 for like 6 tools. I ended up keeping both batteries. I sold the charger. I sold the circular saw out of there. Actually, no, I kept the circular saw, but I sold the recip saw. I sold the impact and the drill. I've already had better ones. And I ended up getting basically like 3 tools, 2 batteries for like $200. It was crazy how that came out. But pretty much this is my new 3/8 inch impact wrench. Definitely not the most powerful one I've seen. I know DeWalt and Milwaukee definitely more powerful ones. But for the price, I think it basically comes out to like 30, 40, 50 bucks for this tool when you break it all out when I bought in that kit. Absolutely a fantastic deal. And it's kind of replaced the CXT, in my opinion, for what I use it day to day. As you can see, the CXT has a much smaller footprint here than the 18 volt, just by looking at the batteries alone. But the head size difference makes a lot of difference there, as well as the definitely going to a brushless motor. We've got more power here. Let's see if I can check out some of the specs here. So maximum of 32 impacts per minute. It looks like this one does 3,600 on the 18 volt here. And RPM, looks like we've got, doesn't really say here, but just RPM, or sorry, impacts per minute. The 18 volt one is quite a bit stronger there. As well as having modes, and I know I talked about in the past that nut removal mode or bolt removal mode is absolutely a fantastic tool to have. So if you're pulling off a nut, pulling off a bolt, and you don't want it to be in full speed and fly right off whatever you're working off of, so it'll loosen it up and stop it for you, so it prevents it from just flying right off there. For me, these modes are definitely worth it to upgrade your tools too. They're just amazing to have. And of course, moving on to the 18 volt impact driver. Makita is well known for their impact drivers. They make some absolutely fantastic impact drivers in all their lines. And this one I picked up with the drill. There was a big clearance at Home Depot, I think about a year and a half ago, where they were getting rid of the combo kit. And it was marked down from like 400, it went down to like 220, and then it went down again to like 160. And I grabbed it at the 160 mark. It came with 2 5s, a charger, and the drill. I've no longer, actually I've got the drill still over here. I use it for mixing quikrete a lot, and it's been a great drill. Definitely probably one of the bulkiest Makita drills I've owned in a while. It's definitely pretty big. But anyways, this came out to about $75, $80 in that range. Wasn't bad at all for this. So, of course, with the CXT line, you've got a fantastic deal if you can find the deals. It's pretty cheap. Probably one of the most cheap 12-volt lines out there. But I definitely wouldn't say it's the best 12-volt line out there. Some of the M12 fuel stuff is absolutely incredible. I've got a good amount of the DeWalt 12-volt extreme stuff, and that stuff is absolutely amazing to have too. But for just finding some deals, I keep the Makita stuff alone because I think I've only spent maybe $300 total for all my 12-volt stuff. And that's actually a pretty crazy deal for how much 12-volt stuff I actually do have. I've got 2 circ saws, I've got the recip saw, I've got the jigsaw, quite a number of batteries, I've got 3 chargers, and really do like the Makita 12-volt line. But if I had to kind of just summarize between these two lines, yeah, I would say, it's always helpful having a 12-volt line, just having extra tools laying around. If you're, working on something and you want to have, like a 10 millimeter socket on this one, and then you maybe need like a 15 on this one for some more power, you can, instead of just changing out sockets nonstop from one tool, of course, having 2 tools is always really helpful to have. Now, would I say going CXT for everything is great? If you're a DIYer, sure. If you want to only go CXT, if you're just working at something in your house, fantastic there. Now, Makita has come out, I think in the last 1 or 2 years, they've come up with some new CXT stuff. Only reason I haven't bought that stuff yet is, yes, it's all new brushless. They got some really cool designs and that stuff. It looks really, really cool. But it is pricey, and there has not been any real deals. It's also not available at any Home Depot that I've seen around me at all. And for the price, I might as well just go with the 18-volt stuff. It's going to be more powerful anyways, and it's going to be the same price or cheaper. So if Makita does start throwing some deals out there with the new CXT brushless stuff, I'll start grabbing it. But my recommendation, though, is if you can find some of the older stuff, really good deals, go for it. It's pretty nice stuff. But for the most part, moving forward, unless you really, really do need that 12-volt footprint for some of the newer brushless stuff, I would say just go 18-volt. You can get the 2 amp hour batteries on the 18-volt stuff, it's going to be, definitely a difference, but it's comparable in weight and size. It's not like a massive difference. Like when you go to XGT, the batteries are much, much bigger, much heavier, and the tools are going to be definitely bulkier. So let me know in the comments, guys, what you think between CXT and LXT. Of course, there's lots of factors when it comes to 12 volt and 18 volt tools, but that's just some of my thoughts, looking at just the impacts between these two lines here in a similar price range is what I would say. But yeah, guys, leave me a comment below what you guys think, and take care.